All right, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Paul Rowe.
And I am the Grand Chameleon.
Mr. Ryan Harvey, ladies and gentlemen. My beautiful co-host, Mr. Jake Howard, is missing this evening. That is because he has taken his beautiful wife out to a lovely birthday dinner. Happy birthday, Brittany. So I'm going to go ahead and give a few shout outs. Now, I'm not going to do the best job at doing this on Jake's behalf, but I will do the best that I can. The first shout out we're going to give out to is Gorilla Gains. That's Gorilla-Gains with a Z. And what they do is they hold a bunch of material, apparel, workout equipment. I even own a pair of myself of the wrist wraps. They work out really well. I'm actually getting myself back into the gym. I'm going to be actually using them probably tomorrow, if not the next day. I highly suggest if you're looking for great workout apparel, check out Gorilla-Gains. Now, hit up Jake. That's at, Jake Howard on Instagram for his discount code. I don't know it, and I've heard it 1,000 times, and forgive me, I apologize, but I do not know his discount code. The next shout out I'm going to give on his behalf is Royalty Nutrition. Now, Royalty Nutrition, what they do is they add no bullshit into their supplements. And there's a better person that I know that can better explain what Royalty Nutrition is. Warhorse?
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's Warhorse, and that's Royalty Nutrition. And again, if you're looking for a discount, hit up Jake at Jake Howard. He's going to be able to help you out with getting some discounts on Royalty Nutrition. So, as far as my shout-outs go, I'm going to first go ahead and start off with Purpose Healing Center, purposehealingcenter.com. What they are is their addiction specialty location, and one of my brothers who I love very dearly, Kyle Summers, is one of their lead counselors over there. He is doing amazing work, doing an amazing job at what they do over there. They're helping people out. And it's not only with just addiction with drugs and alcohol. It's all types of addictions. So if you're looking to get some help, check them out, purposehealingcenter.com. Next shout out I'm going to give out is Advanced Physical Therapy. Advanced Physical Therapy is helping me keep me out of pain. Me and Ryan were just talking about how backs can hurt, doing a job like what he does, moving around shit. Me sitting around all day at a desk, backs can hurt. And guess what? There's a better way than having to take a fucking pill to be able to get yourself out of pain. Advanced Physical Therapy helped me get out of pain. And I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for a good stretch, good staff, and a good crew, check them out, advancedphysicaltherapy.com, located in Gilbert. I know. They're over off of Pecos and Higley. Check them out. Last but not least, I'm going to give a big shout out to my boys over at the 4D. That's the Fourth Dimension. Yeah, that's right. That's just a men's only meeting, and it's over at the Pigeon Coop. Now, if you're looking for more meetings, there are more meetings, but the reason why I bring that up is because I got a little bit of special place in my heart for the 4D. That's where I held my home group meeting for a couple of years, and I got a lot of great mentors out of there. I got a lot of great sobriety out of it. But like I said, there's other meetings at the Pigeon Coop. pigeoncoop.org. That's how you can look up the different meetings. They have AA, NA, all types of anonymous. So go ahead and give them a shout out, or go ahead and give them a check out online, pigeoncoop.org. Last but certainly not least, the reason why I'm able to be sitting here right now is because of Buy to Buy Studios. And Buy to Buy Studios is ran by not only the one and only Ryan Harvey. Ryan Harvey is the wizard that's behind all this magic that is created in this studio. Now, also, what he does, on top of helping guys like me out hosting a podcast, is he has Buy to Buy as well as far as moving goes. If you're looking for any type of product that needs to get moved, any type of housing that needs to get rearranged, Ryan is there to help you out, and he does an incredible job. I just worked with him last week. He's responsible, he's respectful, he's there on time, he gets the job done. So if you're looking for good quality work, check him out at Buy to Buy, and you can also check out Ryan on Instagram as well, at Ryan Harvey, and at DJ Swirl. And sup, you fucking nerds. What's up, Mr. Howard? And so Ryan is able to help you out with that. So please give him a shout. That's all I got. So tonight we're rolling kind of solo. You know, like I said, Jake's not here. And he's out having his dinner. Well, I thought he was until I just got a little pop-up message saying, hey, what's up?
Yeah, you know he couldn't stay away.
Oh, no. Of course not, he couldn't. And so, but it's a bittersweet moment. This is our last time recording in this studio. It's been, what, 2 years?
2+ years, yes.
Jesus, man.
You guys have been the guinea pigs.
Yes, we have.
So, like, I, as appreciative as you guys are every time during the broadcast and, and outside of here, like, you guys gave me the opportunity to, try different things, try different looks, like, get things down pat. So, as grateful as you guys are, for me, I am equally grateful that you allowed me to throw you to the wolves.
It's pretty incredible, though, if you look at the progression that's been made. It went from this whole room to literally this cart that you have in front of us.
Yeah, it's
that's incredible.
And like, as bittersweet as all of this is, I wouldn't have been able to get to this point if things had gone right.
How do you mean?
Like, if I was able to hang on to this space, then, I would be able to do the things with, my alma mater, the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences. I can't do that now, and I won't be able to do that for some time, but the idea is still there. And it's if anything, it's an acknowledgement of failure, because I couldn't make it work. However, my revenue stream is completely independent of the space.
So how would you be able to say that then that it's a failure? To me, it's just a new trajectory.
Because failure, as I've said before on this, when you win, you win. When you lose, you learn. And if you don't learn, you're stubborn, right? So you're just mad that you lost. A lot of people most of the successful people, they fail all the time. They just do it in small increments. That's what I did here. So I had the space, I had everything I needed, but I couldn't bring people into this space for what it was meant for originally. I couldn't. And then when COVID hit, it was like trying to get people into a studio to be in a close proximity and talk for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, it forced me to completely reanalyze how I was pursuing it, because everything I did was predicated on this space. Me being able to work with other vendors, use the warehouse, blah, 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 blah. And I was not able to do that. And I spent a lot of money on advertising trying to get people to convince people to come in here and check it out. And that failed as well. So I have failed on multiple levels, but I am a first-time business owner. And so this is like, so the money I spent on this space just feels like tuition. It feels like I went to college and I learned hands-on. I got hands-on training. I got thrown to the wolves. I had to make it work. I did make it work. I know why it works now. I know how it works, and so I know how to make it work better. And I didn't know all that when I got this space. And so now the next space that I'm able to procure, whenever that is, I know exactly what I need. I know exactly what I'm going to do with the space.
Is that something that, because we've never talked about that before, is that something that you foresee in your future? Or I thought your whole goal was to make it mobile.
No, my goal is to still have a permanent place somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to work out of my home.
Right.
Like, I have 2 and 5-year-old girls. Like,
True.
I understand that these next few months are going to be tough. Like, it's going to be an adjustment.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Right? And so, like, them, daddy, 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 or, them hearing them play and hurt each other, and then you're concerned. And so I can't have my creative cap on and be concerned for my daughter's welfare. Like, it's impossible.
True.
So, yeah, that's going to be a challenge all in itself, is me being able to find the balance between co-parenting on the premises and still being productive work-wise. So, challenge accepted. It's just something, again, if things had gone right, I wouldn't have had to consider any of this. But 6 months down the road, I'm going to be able to go into my next space or whatever I do so fucking hard because I put myself in a tough spot and got through it.
Yeah, and you learned from it, like you said.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So, it's a double-edged sword.
It is, but it's, to me, in everything that I just heard you just say right now, which kind of was what I wanted to talk about tonight, is acceptance.
Yep.
Acceptance is truly the key to living. And for what I am learning about the shit that's going on in my life.
Right.
And so, like, when I hear things like that, you don't look at it and look at that as a failure and be like, oh my God, woe is me. Let's just fucking stop it all. I don't want to do this anymore. No, you look at it and you take it for what it is and you learn from it and you move forward and you grow from it, because if we're not moving forward, we're in a state of decay, right? So if we're not trying to grow, then what the fuck's the point? And that's that whole term, acceptance, accepting what is. And no, like, that's why I got the Serenity Prayer tattooed on me, accepting for what it is.
Yeah.
And I am learning that right now, very much so, because my whole health thing, dude, is really fucking with me bad. I got an MRI tomorrow, which I'm nervous as shit about, which I know I don't need to be, because I'm doing this for the purpose of trying to find out what's wrong with me. But at the same time, it's like I'm having to now accept that an act that I did 19 years ago fucking changed the whole way about how I was going to live my life.
Yeah.
Had I not, because dude, even to this day, I struggle with the fact, and we're talking 19 years ago I had my accident. 19 years I've been living with this shit. And I still think about what if I didn't go out that day?
Yeah.
What would my life be like today? Because I'm like that poster child for there's always something wrong with me. And I don't like having that image, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's accepting what's wrong. And what's wrong with me is I got a fucked up back. Yeah. And it sucks to accept that, especially one, as a man, two, as a young man, because I'm only 30.
So young, you can't remember your age.
Wait, am I 38?
Damn, bro, you don't know your own age right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 39 this year. Jesus Christ. But I'm still young. I'm still young. And
you've lived a life.
Yes.
You've lived.
I've definitely put this body through some.
You've lived lives.
Yes.
Plural.
Yes.
So I don't know if you can say with confidence that that you're relatively young, because relatively speaking, bro,
that's true.
You've got an experience that a lot of people don't have.
That's true, and I do. And according to the doctors, I have the body, or I should say, the back of a 7-year-old.
Oh, I believe it. No doubt.
So that's why but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because the doctors, what? Speaking of which, I'll give a shout out right now to Advanced Spine. Excuse me. I think that's what it's called. Oh, sorry. My Siri's going off. No, I want to say it's Advanced Spine, because there's like another word with it though. And now I need to know what it is. So Advanced Spine and Pain. I don't know why I just went with a southern draw when I was saying that,
yeah, bro.
But Advanced Spine and Pain. check them out, dude. Like, seriously, these guys are no joke. And not to mention, what was super cool about them was they didn't want to offer me pills right off the bat. Like, they're like, look, explain to us what's going on. I explained to them what's going on. I told them that I already had an MRI done last year, and they're like, no, what we want something new because the way you're explaining the pain in your back, it sounds like things have changed. So we want a fresh set of eyes on and a fresh report. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's get a new MRI done. So that's what I like about these guys is that they are they're about getting me out of pain as quickly as possible and not just shoving a bunch of drugs down my throat.
That's good.
So Advanced Spine and Pain, please check them out if you're looking to get out of pain with your back. I'm doing that along with advanced physical therapy, but it's just what I have to do. It's accepting. And another thing with acceptance is my job. Me and Ryan were just talking about it before we went on air, is that I did, as I've talked about it multiple times on the show in the past, that I did about 15 years, give or take, in the construction trade. And I loved it. I loved working with my hands. I loved being out there with the guys, being a man's man, but I got myself in trouble because I was surrounded by drugs and booze constantly. And when you're doing 12, 15-hour shifts a day and you're working 6 days a week and you're fucking grinding and you're just putting your body through hell, you find it so justifiable to fucking crack open a beer or pour yourself a drink or pop a pill or snort this drug or smoke this blunt or whatever it may be. And when I wanted to get out of that environment, the job that I'm in right now, it did its purpose. It did what it needed to do. It got me out of the life of construction. It got me into a more stable lifestyle. It got me into more consistent lifestyle, more conducive lifestyle. And I'm now coming up on 3 years next month working in this job. And I just am fucking miserable. I hate my job. I hate going to work. I don't find any enjoyment nor any fulfillment in what I do. And so the fact that, I'm accepting this now, it's just, I'll be honest, I've been lazy. I should be actively looking for another job if I'm that miserable in what I'm doing. And instead, I just succumb to the misery, and I've accepted in the past up until just recently of it is what it is, man. This is my life. Clock in, clock out, sit at a fucking desk for 8 hours a day, and it is what it is. And I've justified it as well because I got amazing health insurance, which I'm able to cover both me and Des under. I got, an awesome management who is there for me, supports me, has my back. I'm able to work the hours that I want to work. For example, like on Friday, my son has a basketball game at 4:00. Typically in a 9-to-5 job, you're working 8 to 5, 9 to 6, 7:30 to 4:30. It's very rare that parents, from my experience and working in the office life, that parents have the availability to go to a game that starts at 4:00. Well, I do because I'm able to start earlier if I choose to, and I'm able to get off at 3 to where I'm able to make it to my son's game at 4. So there's a give and take. And so that's why I was struggling with accepting the fact, like, okay, is this my life now? Do I want to live my life every day bored, miserable, coming home, tired as shit, finding zero energy to go to the gym or any of that? And then over the weekend, I had this epiphany. I was talking to Jake about it earlier today in text, or it was yesterday. Sorry, that I'm tired of being in the hole, man. It's fucking lonely and it's dark and it's fucking grungy, and I don't want to be down here anymore. And I'm happy to report I have gone to the gym now Monday and Tuesday, back to back, 2 days in a row. Now, that's not a huge feat, but for me, it is. And so it's just like it's getting down to doing the things that we don't want to do, but for the greater good, for our well-being, or I should say my well-being. I know that when I go to the gym and work out, I feel better about myself. And that's exactly what's happened. Last 2 nights, I've slept great. I've woken up tired because I'm going to bed too late because I'm wired to shit from working out and from not even taking pre-workouts, might I add. Jake, you got me. I'm not taking any pre-workouts. But I'm happy with the fact that, I've done it. It's baby steps. And I've accepted that I don't want to do this. So what I did then, okay, cool. I'm feeling good about myself. What do? I get on Indeed and then I update my application on my not my resume, my it's what your profile. I updated my profile and I actually applied for a job. It's helping out an 11-year-old autistic nonverbal child, taking him to and from school, and we'll see if I get a call back. But that's what I'm going to start looking into. I'm going to start looking into jobs that I know are going to fulfill me. And I know from my past working with my mother when she was an autistic teacher, I got so much joy and I got so much fulfillment out of that I need to do something different in my life. And I'm young enough to where I can still make that change and still live a healthy life and have a illustrious career.
That's good, man. I'm glad that you're reaching a point to where you're mature enough to put your head down and deal with the shit that you don't like, but at the same time, still keep your eyes open to the potential in something that you normally wouldn't have chosen.
No.
Especially outright. So, I had to create my own job that allowed me to not be micromanaged and, showcase my strengths. And I posted before, I've gotten compliments directly from customers that I never heard from my superiors on any job I've ever worked at before. They've never come to me and said, listen to what this customer said about you. And now I get that feedback directly into my phone. It's aside from being able to not have to get a second job. Just being able to do it on your own terms, man. There is a freedom in that. Busy as fuck. I'm busy. I'm the busiest I've ever been. But there are patches of time during the day that are mine.
Well, like you just said, that's such a key phrase: freedom.
And so what I'll say is liberty.
Okay, liberty.
I have the liberty to do it on my terms.
Yeah, you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
There's no better job in the world than to work for yourself. And like my pops always said, that it's a cliche saying that I'm sure we've all been told at one point in our lives, that if you love what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life.
I hate that phrase.
Really? Do you not enjoy what you're doing?
I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing, but the insinuation that I'm not working hard is ludicrous.
No. I okay. I'll say from how I take that message is that it's not ever considered work. Yeah, you're busting your ass.
Why is it not considered work though?
Because you love what you do.
Yeah, but that's just depressing as fuck. That just means that people far and wide agree that they just will live to work a job they don't like. That's normal. That's not normal.
That's everyday life.
Yeah, that's not normal though.
No, it's not.
That is sad as fuck.
Yes, it is.
So, there are times when I don't get any work and it's a 0 day, right?
Right.
That doesn't feel great. And there are days when it's the exact opposite. And I work my fucking ass off to get that money. So I'll never say that. It'll never sit well with me that there is a direct correlation between my happiness and the ease, the lack of effort. You know what I mean? Because I've not felt like this before. I've never felt this happy. I feel satisfied when I go home at the end of the day.
But yeah, because you know that you're working hard, and that you know that you have no one to answer to. No, yeah, there's no one to pay homage to except yourself.
Yeah. So my success is directly. I'm directly responsible for the success of my company.
Yes, you are.
So
And that's
I
got
can't
to
say that
be
before.
such a rewarding feeling.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And that's why you get that satisfied feeling of coming home every single day.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you're fucking physically and mentally exhausted.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure you felt exhausted because we were just talking about it before when we came on about the amount of years that you've done office work.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like to. It tripped me out when, like, I would hear Des tell me that she's fucking exhausted. When I just got done working a 12-hour shift, fucking moving shit and doing construction and busting my ass body, and like, how the fuck are you exhausted? And now I understand. Working in an office, you're mentally exhausted, but it's not a rewarding feeling whatsoever. It's a stressful feeling.
Yeah.
Where for you, you're busting your ass. You know you're doing a job well done, and you know that you're providing for your family, and you know that it's all due to you.
So I don't know what your experience has been like in terms of the shit, I forgot what I was about to say. I don't know what your job description has been, but in every office position that I've worked in, there have been, if not one, there have been several other people that have touched a loan that I was working, right? So let's say that when I worked for, when I was working in real estate and working on, deeds and titles and assignments and all that jazz, at any given point, they had already spoken to or still needed to speak to a few different people. And so that person's situation is affected by not just me, but how it has been worked in the past. And so the experience that I would have with customers didn't start off with them, oh, hello, I'm here to help you. How can I help you? It is, this person has done this and they've done this and they've done this, and now I guess that you're who I'm talking to now. So here's where I'm at. So like you get these people already hot, and I don't know. Again, I don't know what your experience is, but when I get hot like that, I don't listen.
No.
So like I could give these people the best advice, and my customer service could be off the charts, and it didn't matter because I'm competing not only with myself but with every person that's touched that loan.
Yep.
And that is part of the mental exhaustion, is you're working twice, because not only do you have to do your job, but you have to recoup for the job that the person before you who touched it did not do. And I worked in exemption queue, which is all of the shit loans, all of the stuff that people failed on, that they missed deadlines on, that it went sideways.
Oh, you just got the cream
I
of the
had
crop
the
of
cream of the
people.
crop. Yeah. And so I was working next to people that were 10, 15, 20 years my senior, and I'm making as much, if not more money than them. And they are content.
Yes.
Like
That's what I've noticed about.
They bitch, but they come in and they clock in every day.
Yep.
They've got no other option. And they're not pursuing an option. Like what you said, you've accepted that this isn't for you, and so now you're actively pursuing something better.
Yep.
These people, they actually push against having to update their resume. You know what I mean? Like, that's not for me.
No, like there's I wouldn't say several, but just within my team alone, I have a very small team. There's a team, including myself, there's 5 of us. And 3 of them have been with the bank for 15 plus years.
Wild.
And I'm just like, how the fuck could you stay at this place for that long and be content?
What does that person's body look like?
Bro.
What does that person, okay, without like being rude or
right,
anything?
and I don't want to say like you just said, excuse me, I don't want to be rude, but
close your eyes and get the visual of their body.
Yes.
It's not pleasant, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah. They sacrifice and your body's a vessel, right?
Yes,
it
is.
And so time is undefeated, and your body is the thing that's going to go first.
Yep.
So you're sedentary on purpose for 15 years?
Not only that, it's so much worse now with COVID.
So much worse.
Because you
Now
have
you're at
people at
home
home
in
now.
your PJs, yeah.
Yep. That did, and that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm a perfect example of that. I accept it like this has now become my wear of every day, sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because I just got so complacent in not giving a fuck about what my appearance looked like.
Yeah.
Because why should I? And it's like, and then it got to the place where I didn't want to leave my house anymore. I didn't want to be around people anymore. I didn't want to come and do things like come to the podcast where I knew I was going to feel better afterwards, or go to the gym when I knew I'm going to feel better afterwards.
So you feel like that now, but to many people, that's just being recluse. That's just not being a socialite,
Correct.
right? That's just being an introvert. So now imagine being at work and seeing someone who was just quiet because they either just didn't fuck with the people that work there or whatever. They're introverted, but yet people are judging them, one, based off of their appearance, two, based off of their work, three, and so they don't want to fuck with people anyway, and they
Right.
have to, right?
Yep.
So like this is so for some people it's an introvert's dream to work from home. They don't have to go in and impress people for no reason. And so my biggest beef with dressing up where I worked wasn't because I didn't like dressing up. It was because they expected me to dress business, anything, let alone business casual. And I had no customer
Interactions.
contact.
Yeah.
Everything was over the phone or it was remote. So I had no incentive to look nice because I'm married with kids and I have other pursuits and blah, 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 blah. I'm not trying to impress anybody.
What you're seeing me wearing right now is what I wear in the office.
Yeah.
I can give two shits what I look like. As long as I'm comfortable, that's all I care about.
So my uniform now is a t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
And sneakers and a hat.
I know. I
Everything
got to
that-
witness it.
Everything that I would wear on a normal business or normal day at work on the, Jean Friday or whatever the fuck they do at the office, right?
Oh,
so,
God.
like, I get to do that every day now, and it looks presentable.
Yeah, you looked great, dude, on last week.
Because what I'm trying to do is to look professional but still be mobile so I can move people's shit, right? So you can be active. And so
and be comfortable.
Yeah. And so when, the weather's nice out here most times, so I'm about to put shorts back on. Like it's already because in the morning I'm chilly, and then by the afternoon I need to start removing layers. So,
Yeah, that's how it was when I worked at Spencer's. Like during the wintertime, I would have 3 layers on, and by the time my workday ended, I'd be in my single layer.
yeah.
That's how it is, dude. But and then the summertime though, that's one thing, dude, that I don't know how anybody does it in this state when it comes to any type of physical labor job. This fucking heat is no one's joke, dude.
I delivered a couch that was too long and too wide on a 3rd-story apartment complex when it was 115 this year.
Fuck.
Or this past year. So
and you had to carry it up to figure out that it wasn't.
no, so they had 2 pieces, and you do some guesstimating with your eyes on the way up, and I go, oh, you have this weird corner at the entry of your house that doesn't allow us to put an 8-foot couch vertically inside of your doorway, and we can't go straight in because it makes you turn left as soon as you enter the doorway. It's an apartment. And so they're like, don't worry about it. If you have to fuck it up to get it in, then do so. I said, I don't have a damage waiver. I can't do that. I now have a damage waiver because of these people. And so, I had to go back several weeks later, and I got to see the couch again, and the whole back side of it was ripped because that's what I would have had to do to force it in the doorway.
Really?
Yeah. So like, again, this is stop 7 out of 8 or 9 for that day. It's 115 degrees outside, and we're on the 3rd story. We had to carry that bitch up, and she said, "Just put it on the doorstep." So we still did it, and then we had to take the other couch that made it inside. We had to return that one because they weren't happy with it. Yep, and then had to carry that down 3 flights. Yeah, so all of the the gym.
Yeah.
In the summertime, bro, it just feels like I'm weightlifting with a garbage suit on. That's just what. And my dad used to do that shit when I was younger, and he would ride the bike in that suit, and then he'd go running in that suit, and I'm just like, and he's just
Like the
drooling.
trash bag
Yeah,
suits.
yeah. He's just and he has a sweatsuit on underneath that,
Uh-huh.
so he's just like doing it. You know how they used to do it back in the day, and so
Oh yeah.
yeah, so that's what it feels like to me. But I get to do that. How I look, I'm gonna be sweaty or whatever. I'll just bring another change of clothes, swap out, whatever. But I am productive. I'm helping people, and I'm providing for my family. Like that's trifecta.
That was that was one of my pet peeves when I was working at Spencer's during the summertime, was having to go into somebody's house dripping in sweat and just feeling dirty and gross.
Yeah.
And like, especially if you're
Smell.
going to like really rich homes and shit, dude. And
yeah.
you're like dripping sweat on their pergo floors and fuck. It's like, God damn it, dude. It's like, I just feel so gross and grungy and dirty.
So we did another delivery. These people moved from I want to say Washington State or Oregon, and the house wasn't ready for them. So SRP or whoever their provider didn't turn on the electricity. So it's summertime, and we're fresh out of the car, and it's North Scottsdale, so it takes us 35-40 minutes to get there, and so we had to assemble a table, chairs, and 2 beds with no AC in 100+ degree weather during the summer. Yeah, so it was just so you felt swampy, right?
Oh yeah.
And so there was another guy who was like piecing together their pool table, like in the other room. And so like you could tell, and he had he was dressed like a plumber, so he had long pants on, and I think his son was there helping him. But like, man, they had a big ass cooler and they had fan in. Like it was rough.
So is that something that you've thought about to make your job? God, I hate when I do that. When I have like multiple thoughts in my head,
You're
and I
good.
want to.
You're good. We'll get there.
Have you thought about things that you can do to make your job better to where you're not so hot? Because like how you have those little wraps you can put around your neck to kind of keep you cool, or
That's
things
what-
like what you just got done saying with that guy. He brought his own portable
Yeah.
fan. Have you thought about things like that to make your job more not so hot?
So as someone who would love to golf more than I'm able to, I have one of those cloths that you put in your cooler and then you slap on your neck. So I got one of those. I have a cooler inside of my truck, and then inside of that I have 2 64-ounce growlers that I fill with water, ice water, so it stays cool. So I'm hydrated and it's cool, or cold all day long.
Right.
And then just layer up.
There's
So.
something that I struggle with, and this was the solution I did not find agreeable with me, but something that I struggled with was swamp ass. And I would get chafing really fucking bad. And it was told to me to put fucking talcum powder or whatever that powder is called.
Baby powder.
Baby powder.
Yeah.
In between your butt.
Yeah.
I tried it one time, dude, and it was so uncomfortable. You want to talk about acceptance, dude? Jesus Christ, I was not able to accept that. It felt fucking weird.
I've been on baby powder gang for a while.
Really?
Oh yeah, I accepted that a long time ago.
Do you throw it into your shorts or do you throw it right on?
I throw it front and back.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah.
And it doesn't feel weird for you.
I mean, it feels like there's a battle of dryness going on.
Yeah.
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 And so I don't think it's meant to feel comfortable. So I don't worry about it not feeling comfortable.
I should have used
It still sucks. I'm not trying to glamorize it or bring anybody on.
Yeah.
I'm saying it feels like it feels more useful than if I don't.
Oh, okay. So you would rather use it than
I would
not.
rather have that than swamp ass.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd rather have chalky ass than swamp
Yeah,
ass,
see,
I guess.
I think I'd just rather have swamp ass, man. It just felt too weird for me.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. No shit.
But yeah,
shit.
I mean, so as funny and as uncomfortable as that is, and as we're making it sound, I just think about women in makeup and all of the cosmetic, all of the time, effort, and attention they spend and money on cosmetics and looking good for men, like, or just looking presentable. Like they go through so
They
much
don't
shit.
even do it for men though. They do it for themselves.
No.
You don't think so?
They do it for other women.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
catwalk.
yeah, it's a definitely catwalk,
It's a
dude. It's
catwalk.
all for other women.
But I mean, no, they go, and that's part of the male hierarchy, all that shit. But the expectation has always been there, and so like you'll see movies about women who like put on makeup first thing in the morning so that when their husband wakes up, like what the fuck? Like I saw that shit, I started laughing.
Dude,
I said,
that
babe,
was on a movie.
It's on. It's Kristen Wiig.
Yes,
Is that
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids, yeah.
Yes.
So like that shit to me, when I saw that, I was like, babe, you never have to do that. Like, don't ever in your mind think you got to do that shit. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Well, it's like seeing chicks put on makeup in the parking lot at the gym.
yep. Or heels, just wearing
Or-
heels for any reason other than making your calves look phenomenal.
Bro, have you ever walked in heels?
I have. I dressed up as a woman for Halloween one year.
Dude, I did the same thing, and that shit was brutal.
I wear size 13 and a half shoes.
See, I don't wear that big.
So imagine finding heels that big. Yeah, exactly.
See, when I did it, do you remember the library,
What do you mean the library?
the bar?
The bar, yes.
Yes. So remember how the girls were dressed up as schoolgirls?
Yep.
So I was working at Margarita Rocks, and me and my co-bartender John, we both dressed up as library girls. So we had the white shirt tied in a knot with our plaid skirt and heels, and bartending and that shit, dude, for 8 hours was no fucking joke.
Right. So the baby powder pales in comparison to
True.
having to
True.
and then think about the chauvinistic men that talk to them all night. The drunk men.
Oh,
The small dick energy men.
oh yeah,
Like they have to deal with that shit and they have to wear that
yeah,
all night. Like fuck that noise, dude. Fuck that.
yeah.
noise.
I would be a horrible chick. Like I've made that joke 1,000 times in the past. Like I would be the worst chick, dude. I would fucking have to force myself to shave. I would wear flats all the time. I would wear sweatshirts and baggy clothes. I'd be a horrible chick.
But see, I don't even think that women have to dress up like that.
I don't think so either.
Like I've seen women, like my wife, she'll wear just a t-shirt and panties, and I'm just like, yep.
Bro, to me, the sexiest look on a chick, my ex-wife used to dress, I think that's where it came from, or where it stems from. She'd wear this oversized, like 2 size too big sweater, hair up in a bun, and some baggy, like men's, it was mine, a pair of sweatpants.
Yep.
And I thought that was the sexiest fucking look ever. Just that throwback. If you can look good like that, phew,
There is something appealing, in my opinion, to women who look nice, downplay it, and know damn well that they look nice.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like don't be symmetrical and then glamorize it. Like I don't need more makeup, I don't need foundation, I don't need all that shit. Tie your hair up, fucking wear some leggings and whatever. You're gonna look as good dressed comfortably so you can be your full self than
Yep.
you are everything too tight that hurts. Like
Because I feel it comes out. You see that in all. Excuse me. At least I see it on women's face, written all over. Like you can just see the pain and misery that they're in, as opposed to someone that's fucking just comfortable and knows and that's confident and just.
So then you see women who do the most show up, and then a guy's like dressed like you are right now. So off top, that exchange is not gonna go well. Like, or it's an uphill climb.
So think about this. You've been in a committed relationship for 10 plus years, correct?
Correct.
I've been in a committed relationship for 6 plus years. Could you imagine dating right now?
Hell no, man.
Like, could you imagine dating during this pandemic?
Okay, let me pause. Let me take that back. Yes, I could imagine, and it sounds
Miserable.
It sounds like how you think baby powder feels.
God, like I was talking about it with a coworker today. Like, think about it. All women right now are supermodels because that mask is on. And I hate, like, there's me, like, my coworker showed me a meme, and it's fucking true. Like, they're like, all women just all of a sudden are supermodels because all you're seeing is eyes and above. And could you imagine going on a date thinking that you're on a date with somebody that you find very attractive, and all of a sudden you sit down at that dinner table and the mask comes off, and it's like, holy shit, now you're a fucking prick because you're going off of just her looks, and it's like you're in a horrible position. Not to mention any type of physical contact. You know, like on the end of a first date, you always want to go in for the kiss. You're not doing that right now. And so it's like, I could not imagine having a date right now. I would be single and in my fucking room. I would just.
I think that's why it's such a good opportunity to boo up. It's an opportunity to have a live-in situation with someone who you are into, and to see how you react.
Yeah.
Right? And because you have to. You know what I mean? Like, when you're single and someone stays, you allow someone to stay with you, whatever, like, there's an expectation. And you have to behave yourself because you weren't invited back. But if you're already in there and you guys have to eat dinner with each other every night, you have to wake up to them, you have to work next to them, all of that shit, right? So inconvenience is an opportunity in my eyes. So all of the things you just mentioned are valid, and I agree with you. But it also gives you the opportunity to meet that one person and to really form a connection with somebody, and an opportunity that's 1 in 100 years.
See, I like that. See, that's the reason why I like having conversations with you, because
1
you
in
always
100 years, dude.
you always bring different perspectives to my attention, and I love that because
Some people don't like that though, right?
right, that's true.
And have I threatened you? Have I made you feel triggered?
No.
Have I made you feel attacked?
No,
But I've disagreed with things that you said. I've just given you why I look at it differently.
correct.
That's
But it's so true because you take away all of the outside appeal, and
all
now
the superficial shit goes out
all,
the window.
all of it goes out the window. Now you're forced.
So then when you guys can go out and go to the bar and do shit, you're gonna fucking love doing that with them.
Yes, you are, and you're gonna.
Inconvenience is is the birthplace of opportunity.
It is. I like that sentence. Inconvenience is the birthplace of opportunity. I like that.
I don't know if it's mine, but I say it a lot.
Fucking take it, dude.
No, I will gladly give it up to whoever owns it if someone has said it prior to me, but I love how it feels.
It does, dude. I like how you said that. Inconvenience
Because at any given point during all of this shit, like, you've had several opportunities to fold and to not be judged for it.
Yep.
Right? But like you said, it's about acceptance. So do I accept what's going on around me, or do I push back? And do I complain? And do I use that to exaggerate how I already feel? Because no one is prepared for this. Our government actively stayed unprepared for this. So we don't have a playbook. We don't have a blueprint.
Nope.
I mean, we kind of do because of what happened in 1912 or 13 or whatever. But, like, technology is so much different. So we have the ability. Imagine technology in 1913 and all this shit's still going down. You don't even have an outlet to be entertained, let alone to connect to people.
Nope.
You got to take your goddamn horse and buggy to the next. Like, there's so many other things that could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be so much worse than it is now.
No, and that's one thing that I am so grateful for. And just now sitting here talking about it with you, that I didn't allow myself to go off the deep end again.
Yeah.
Because I had every ample opportunity to do so.
No, bro, that is a gigantic point. You are correct, and congrats.
Thank you.
You are to be commended for that. Because,
Thank you.
And that is where Des also deserves credit for that, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely,
So-
dude. She's been the rock that I needed in my life that I was unwilling to find within myself.
And you guys have had problems in the past, right?
Yes, we have.
And you guys have had opportunities to leave, and you chose to, right?
Correct.
Now you don't have that choice, right?
Right.
There's your opportunity right there.
Exactly. And not to mention, it's now talking about it and brings back that, dude, our relationship has been thriving. to think about, because we haven't had the opportunity to go out and be inundated with distractions. You know,
You're not being tempted
no,
on several fronts.
no. Like I'm
She
not.
does, she doesn't have the opportunity for her wallet to get stolen,
Nope.
which she is notorious for.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many, and so you're both unhappy with your current employment situations,
Yes.
but your personal relationship is thriving.
Correct.
That should tell you something.
Yes, it
That
does.
should tell you the value of money in reference to your plans, because you guys have a lot of your plans involve money.
Correct.
Why pursue that if you're actually content where you're at? You guys have a nice house, man.
Yeah, we do.
You guys fought tooth and nail to get to the house.
Yes.
It is a hosting house.
Yes, it is.
I don't understand why you guys haven't looked at some option to put a floor, a temporary floor over your pool, so you can just have that as like a dance floor.
We're actually talking about that.
Because
But the problem with that is the level of the walls are not even.
no, it's a job.
Like, yeah, it would.
It's a job.
The,
but it's going to be on your home turf.
correct.
You're going to be able to cater it exactly how you want it.
Yep.
You're not going to have to spend nearly as much money on everything else because it's on your property.
True.
So it's finding the opportunity in the inconvenience. COVID fucking sucks.
Yes.
Public gatherings. For a wedding, that sucks.
I know. My cousin's had to postpone her wedding now twice.
So it's about acceptance, right?
Yep.
Do you accept the current climate, or do you push back against it and then suffer the consequences with your anxiety and your mood?
And that's why I'm proud of Des, because she's now willing to accept that, you know what? Yeah, do we want to get married on 11/11? Of course. But is it possible that it might not happen? It is. And she's willing to accept now that, hey, you know what? It might be March next year. It might be November of next year. And so it's just because I don't want to have the chance of her getting the wedding that she wants and then not allowing everyone to celebrate it with us the way she wants it to. And right now, it's not going to happen. We're just, the whole pandemic is just not allowing that to happen.
That is absolutely correct.
And so,
Absolutely.
no. Where is this whole pandemic and just not allowed? And said, interesting question.
So it's actively listening to you right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is. It's always listening to me, bro.
Big brother.
Oh yeah,
What's
absolutely.
up, bigger brother. Biggest brother.
Yeah.
No. And do you think that she would have come to that conclusion if our last conversation and that same exact conversation came up and I go, thoughts and prayers, hope you get what you want, and just let it happen? Or if I said, maybe you should start looking at other things and then using my entire story of my cheaply done wedding as an example of how we did it,
Right.
as a springboard for your ideas.
Correct.
You have a great hosting space. You don't need to have that many people. You don't.
No, we don't. And that's the thing, is that we've downsized our wedding list dramatically.
And imagine if you not only had a small wedding, but then you live streamed your wedding, and so people got to still enjoy it, for what it is, for the ceremony, what it is, and then still be able to link up with you at another time and still enjoy that, still have a drink, do all that stuff. Like, again, it's about timing. It's not about it's what we're talking about is accepting the reality of your circumstance.
Correct.
And what is that? What's that phrase? Don't what blah 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 blah, and not worry about the things I can't control. Right?
Yep.
Whatever that phrase is.
Well, it's like the serenity prayer.
Yeah. There you go.
It's right there.
Show that to Des.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah. And so I have the wisdom, I guess, as the Grand Chameleon, that having been married for, a dozen plus years, that we got married on the low, or, for the cheap, and we spent time and effort to make that happen.
Right.
I remember I had a conversation with Colleen like 2 or 3 months in, because the way that she approached the wedding is it's her big day. The way I approach the wedding is it's her big day. So If you need my input, ask me. I don't care what the color is. I don't care what the plates say. I don't care what the show me the options for food and let's agree on what we're gonna have. I don't. This is your day.
Yep.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what
That's
you need.
where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and so we had to have a sit down. She sat and she, I got the dreaded. Can we have a talk? And my wife, bless her heart, she's so non-confrontational that she never wants to come across as the nagging girlfriend, wife, right? So even in that moment where she needed my help, she didn't want to have that conversation.
Gotcha.
And so she gets emotional, and so she got emotional, and I let her say what she needed to say, and I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "Let me know what I can do to help," and then things got better from that point forward. But I had to accept the fact that she needed help, and I needed to want to help. Right?
That exactly. It's the
Right?
want to.
It's the want to help. I don't give a shit about the details.
Yep.
I give a shit about you
Yes.
getting what you want.
Yep.
So tell me how I can make that happen. I'm not going to give you any suggestions. I'm not going to say, well, I really like the turquoise. Not happening. But I'm going to be there. And she said, I'll leave the music to you. We had 2 DJs. My dad and a guy from Bloomington, Indiana. He still DJs to this day, and he does shows, and he is a monster. And I'm so happy that he did my wedding.
How long did you guys plan it?
So we dated for 3+ years before we got engaged.
Okay.
And so
Did you guys start planning from the inception of engagement, or
well, we had the conversation, and we said we wanted to get married. We came out here, and we took a trip out here, and she said she would come out here with me, but not as my girlfriend. So I popped the question. Got engaged.
okay?
Thought that was good. Her father has not had the best situation with his health, and so it was important for her to have him walk her down the aisle. We dated 3+ years. We lived together at that point. I'm doing really well in town, working full time in DJing, and so I said, "That's what she wants. That's what she's gonna get." So we got engaged December. We got married we came out here in April. We got married in September and moved out here in October. So it moved really fast.
Holy shit!
And that was a part of the reason why we didn't spend a lot of money was because we were moved. We got married in September, went on a honeymoon, flew back from the honeymoon, and then drove cross country.
No way.
Yeah. So we had plans, right? So we were, and we had no support system out here. Didn't know, and she had her cousins or her uncle and aunt live way up north. We saw them like I think twice. We've lived out here for 15 years. So yeah. So we've done it on our own, and so it was just about finding someone who she said that she would do it, but not as a girlfriend.
Smart.
Yeah.
Did you pop the question immediately?
No. I did it at like 3 days before Christmas, something like that. I didn't want to do it on Christmas.
Okay.
Obviously, the holiday season, I got the ring, blah, blah, blah. And then I wanted to do it spontaneously. I knew she wanted that. I knew she didn't want to know when it was coming.
I don't think I've ever heard your engagement story.
It's not good.
Let me be the judge of that.
It's almost over. And so we were going to go to her parents' house, and I needed to ask her dad, right, for her permission, right? You quote unquote needed to.
Yep.
But if I buy someone a gift, I want to give it to him, right? So I had bought her the ring, and I had just finished Christmas shopping, and so we were like, I want to say I was wrapping presents, or I was like, we were messing with decorations in some fashion, and so we were both in our PJs, like sweatpants, t-shirt, blah blah blah. And so she went to put something up high, and she turned around, and I was down on one knee. And so I just said, and she goes, "For real?" I said, "Will you marry me?" She said, "Yes." And so then we go to her parents' house later that weekend, and then and so she's like, "Have you asked my dad?" I said, "No." And so we go in there, and so I'm like kind of talking to him, and then Colleen goes in the other room to tell her mom, and so I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta ask him now."
Oh yeah.
And so I go, "Larry, blah 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 blah." Just wanted to make sure I know, I wanted to ask you for her hand, and he didn't respond for like 45 seconds.
Oh shit.
It was like straight silence. And then he smiled real big. And he was like, "Of course. Da, 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 blah, blah, welcome to the family." And so then she comes out of the kitchen. "Dad, look."
Oh shit. What was his response?
He gave me a look. And I just looked back at him and I stared and I didn't respond for 45 seconds. That's it.
That's
so she wanted it done. So I did it. You know what I mean? I don't need, I could have done it bigger. And so now that I'm in a position to where if I keep making the moves I've made, I'm going to be in a great spot in a couple of years. And it'll be right around the time that it's 20 years. So I'm going to get her on the back end.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means. I don't know how I'm going to do that. But, yeah, I'm going to figure something out because she deserves it.
That's awesome, man.
So, but, yeah, I mean, we got married at 24.
Yeah, I got married when I was 23 originally.
That's young as fuck, man.
Hell
So
yeah,
we
it
didn't
is.
have money to spend on a big wedding. And we lived together in our own place. I wasn't staying at home. She, was in another town and she had a full-time job. I had a full-time job and DJing. So we were young fucking adults. We were moving
Why did you guys come out here?
for me to go to school.
Oh.
Yep.
There's no schools out there?
No. There are a few options nationally. The one that I wanted to go to that I took a tour of, she went with me, is in Winter Park, Florida. It's called Full Sail. And it's that's where Pixar picks their people.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So they have a whole digital media. And this is back in 2005, 2006, right?
Oh shit.
This is way back in the day. It was $50,000 a year. Yeah. And so I got my full education and everything else out here for $18,000.
Damn.
Yeah. So again, the frugality is a consistent in my life.
Did you ever look into Music Institute of Hollywood?
Yeah, I did.
What was their story?
I'm not an attention seeker.
Is that what that school's about?
That's what Hollywood's about.
Oh, true.
So if I'm going to compete in that space, I need to accept that lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's not for me.
Gotcha.
And I got offers. I got offers to go to L.A., to go to New York, to go to Houston, Atlanta.
Was this
Nashville.
during school or after
Yeah,
school?
This is they recruit you while you're, because it's free work. It's free labor. So
Oh,
if
because it's all internships.
exactly. So it benefits the studios.
Right.
But you get to meet fucking Taylor Swift. And record and sit in on the session and take notes and do it. It's a big goddamn deal. But I had just bought a house and I was married and blah, blah, blah. So I had to accept that as one of the oldest people in my graduating class at 27, most of these kids were 19 years old. Yeah, dude, they're young as fuck.
Oh yeah.
I had lived a life outside of what they were just now trying to experience.
Yep.
And so I had to accept the fact that I couldn't be almost 30 DJing, working full time at a bank or an office job, and being a good husband, being a good friend, being all these things. And so it got to the point to where I was like, okay, I can't. And like you've experienced now working at your current job, you understand how comfortable it gets and how debilitating it is to you progressing as a person, because you just get fixed in this lane, and it was going to drive me nuts.
Yep.
So I had to make a change, and the change is what I made.
Good for you, man.
So
Good for you. What time is it?
it is.
Almost 9. It's
We've
almost
been going for an hour plus, sir.
sweet,
Look
dude.
at you solo. Look at you solo going
Not
for 60
bad.
minutes.
Not bad.
Look Look at you. I have talked a lot, but look at you.
No, hey, I talked. I think I talked a lot
No,
this time.
You did. You did.
All right. Well, I guess we'll call it a night because I'm almost time for my bedtime because I went to bed way too late last night. I am tired of shit.
Talking about acceptance.
Yes.
We're old.
Yes, I gotta accept the fact that I'm old and I gotta get to bed soon.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Silver Swole podcast. Again, my name is Paul Bro and the lovely Mr.
Grand Chameleon.
Grant Chameleon Ryan Harvey. Thank you guys for listening. Next week, we'll have Jake back and we'll have a guest on. So please stay tuned and look forward to hearing from us next week. Love you guys and good night.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.